NBAA TV Live. I'm Carrie Farnack. We're excited that you're with us. I've got some guests here today that I want to introduce to you. We are talking about diversity and inclusion. So we've got Hunter Watson with NBAA, and we've got Tracie Carwile. Also, both were involved in a panel. I know, Hunter, today you organized the panel on diversity and inclusion, right? Tell us why and why it's so important.
So diversity and inclusion is important to the industry right now just because it's the change, it's the new. Large corporations now have recognized that diversity and inclusion is something that has to happen. It makes the culture change, it makes them employees feel more comfortable in the workspace. In the business aviation side, it also shows, and data shows us as well, that you can be safer in the operation as well. And that's the best thing. We promote a safety culture. If that culture change can allow people to be their authentic self, then that's the only thing that we can hope for.
For sure.
To have a safe environment for us to work as employees.
And everything starts and ends with safety, without question, right, in the industry. So Tracie, I know you were a panelist today. Tell us, what was your key message? What do you want people to know?
I think inclusivity is something that we all can challenge. Inclusivity is about impact, and there's little things that we all can do in our own workplace every single day to make everything that we do a little more inclusive. So I'd like to just challenge someone, invite someone to a breakfast, get to know a little bit about a different part of your organization or flight department, and it's amazing what you'll learn and be able to now have a sounding board within your operations and be able to identify maybe some growth opportunities for your company.
And some of those things aren't that difficult, right?
No.
I mean, I know there's big cultural change and big shift, but there's also things, you mentioned taking someone to breakfast. What are other small things that people can do day to day?
I love that idea, and I love kind of informal, us all taking a little bit more accountability and looking inside of ourselves, like, am I being the most inclusive? If I have a project, is there someone else that I might get a little bit more of an opinion on? I think a lot of people think as inclusivity is a big thing, but I heard Joe D'Amato give a great quote from someone else on a panelist that said we really should think about, diversity of thought and inclusivity in conversations. Like you said, it doesn't have to be a grand thing, but maybe take it day to day on the little things that we're doing and just try to get a better perspective. And like you said, Hunter, it is better if everyone brings their more authentic selves, and we all have something else to bring to the table.
And it's not just about safety, but we also talked about business, right? Having diversity of thought is important to business. Hunter, why is that so important?
That's just, it's just one of those moments where you can just be comfortable, you can be your authentic self, which is something that I like to preach very much. You feel more comfortable, and you don't feel like you have to hold something back. Going back to the previous comment and touching up on Tracie's comment is the fact that you can just ask questions to people. That's where the conversation starts. Ask a question. It's uncomfortable, and it's okay to be uncomfortable. It's all right. Just ask that question, and that person will then give you some feedback, and that's where you have that little conversation to start, and it can go from there.
We were talking about that, how this panel is really sort of kicking off more of these conversations. They're not always easy, but we need to be having them, right? What would you add to that?
I would just like to add, I think there is a lot of data out there. Melinda Gates Foundation, we reference another study in ours. There is data that shows inclusive and diverse groups and companies are more profitable. So I think that we're past the data, that I think we need to really dig into initiatives for our own individual operations and flight departments and how to grow. And we all should take that on. And if your corporation does not have something in place, or you're not in a leadership position, there are a lot of resources in the industry. NBAA is supporting quite a few. I'm on the board of Women in Corporate Aviation as well. So I would just like everyone to kind of look at the resources that are out there, and maybe something that you can learn and bring in, or partner with an organization that's already doing the work.
And we can use our voices too,
Of course.
Yesterday I had the pleasure of interviewing Major General Ginny Levitt, and she said originally she wasn't sure she wanted to be the voice for the first female fighter pilot, and then she realized she could make a difference. And she can talk about this and bringing more women into the industry, and so it was kind of fascinating that something we can all do on a day-to-day basis. So thank you guys so much for being here. It's such an important topic. We're glad to have you here. And we'll leave you right now with some more reported content. Right behind us is going on in the NBAA booth. We've got the Collegiate Connect. So there's networking all around the show floor. We want to show you some more videos about things that are happening here, and we'll be back live in just a little while. Thanks for being with us.